Hi guys, welcome. This is another session that I'm going to talk about the DS260. I haven't talked about the DS260 since people were selected, but I thought of giving it a little bit of time so that you can absorb, get used to the fact that you have been selected, and then now you can fill out your DS260. I've received numerous texts for people telling me to do a video just to do an overview of the DS260, and that is what I am going to do right now. Just to show you, because like I said before, this is a very confidential information of which it is self-explanatory and you are able to do it for yourself. So do you need an agent? No, you don't. You don't need a third party to be doing it for you. So my name is Charity Nganga. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. For those people who are new here, this is Charity's Bubble USA, your #1 channel. I normally talk about the green card lottery. I also show my life here in the US. I show what my kids are doing, and I love to be here. I've been here for the last 9 years. I came here with the DV lottery, me and my family members. So we went through the process until we became US citizens. Now, I like doing this because when we won our DV lottery, I had no clue. Like we were clueless. We didn't know where to get information and all that stuff. And it was kind of difficult. When you don't have information, it becomes a challenge. But through thick and thin, we were able to make it. So I decided just to be doing some videos to explain some of the processes. You find that it's been 9 years, it's been a long time. So you find that so many things have changed about the DV lottery. So what I do, I look at what's going on, and then I come and give the information. So today I'm going to talk about the DS260. I haven't done the DS260. And just to show you how to do it, how to do it. But before that, let me talk about some of the things that you need to have when you're filling out the DS260. The first thing that you need to do is to go to the right website. You need to go to the right website. The second thing, you do not need anybody to do it for you. The third thing that you need when you're filling out your DS260 is time. You cannot fill out your DS260 in a hurry. You have to take your time, answer the questions correctly, because you have to be very truthful when you are answering your DS260. The other thing that you need to do is, if you applied as a married person and you filled in your family members, you must be able to make avail that information in the DS260s for your respective family members. So it's very, very important for you to do that. Another thing that I want to talk about is changing information, whereby you filled out that you are single and you knew that you were married, and now you want to add people in the DS260. You cannot do that, because that one, you will be denied your visa. Another thing is that you did not fill out your kids. Maybe you filled out you and your wife, or you and your husband, and you did not fill out your children. That is another thing that will make you to be denied if you do not add them, and they know that you have children that you want to leave behind. Because like I said, and I have said several times, is that here in the US, they talk about separating families, and you find that they are not going to let you come in and leave your family members behind back home. So if you did not include them and you want to include them right now, that's not a good idea, because they are not going to give you the visa. So let's go to the DS260. I'm going to share my screen here so that I can show you where to go. And then from there, we see what we need to do. I'm just going to do an overview of it because like I told you guys, the DS260 is very, very, very confidential information. So there is no way that you will be sharing that information with people to tell them your case number and all that stuff, and you do not know who you are talking to. You know what I mean? Because that's your confidential information. And then I'm gonna, before I go to the form itself, let's look at some of the questions that people could be having about the DS-260. So DS-260 immigrant visa electronic application, frequently asked questions. Now, I went to the website travel.state.gov. It's good for you to know about this website. And then the DS-260 immigrant visa electronic application, the questions that people might have. So what do I need to complete? What do I need to complete and submit the forms online? So what you need here, you must have internet access. You must have your NVC case number. That is the number that you received after you were selected. There is a number there. And then you must have your invoice ID number. Then the applicants should have internet access, of course, the diversity visa, and the principal applicant's date of birth. Then when can you fill out the DS-260? You can access the DS-260 form in the CEAC or the Consular Electronic Application Center website by going to immigrantvisas.state.gov, and we're going to click on this link here in a little bit, and clicking on Submit Visa Application and Civil Documents on the website on the U.S. Embassy Consulate, and then you will find that information about the DS-260. If you want to preview a sample, you can click on this link and you get a sample that is gonna show you how to go about it before you start doing the DS-260. And like I said, you need time. There's another question here that is asking, can I answer in my native language? Let's assume that you do not know English. Now, this is where maybe you might seek help if you really do not understand English. But if you do understand English, you should be able to do this thing by yourself. You should not be going to someone and they're telling you that they are an expert in filling out the DS-260, because this process, like I said, you're going to use a lot of money. You're going to be using a lot of money. So you don't want to be paying someone to do something that you can do for yourself. Just be ready to read the instructions, and if you read the instructions, you will be able to fill out the DS-260 by yourself. Okay. Are all fields in the DS-260 mandatory? When you open up your DS-260, all those slots, are they mandatory? Do you need to fill out the fields? Let's see what they're saying. Most fields on the DS-260 are mandatory. You may leave fields marked, optional, blank, and some fields may also give you an option to select does not apply. If a field does not apply to you, you can mark the next box to does not apply. Other fields must be completed. The application will not allow you to submit a form with any mandatory fields left blank. For in this instance, an error message will be displayed and you will be required to complete the field before continuing with the application. If you do not answer questions that apply, your form may be rejected. So it's very, very important for you to read it, and that's why I'm saying you must have time. What happens if I need to step away in the middle of data entry? Maybe something has come up and you want to leave your DS-260. You may save your partially completed DS-260 at any time by clicking on the Save button at the bottom of every page. If you need to step away, simply click the Save button and save the progress, and click on Sign Out in the right upper hand corner of the screen. All the data you entered up to the point of clicking on Save will be stored until you are ready to continue completing the form. Now, to ensure your privacy, if you step away in the middle of data entry, the DS-260 has a timeout feature. So, and then if it stays idle for 20 minutes, it's going to log you off. And then we log you off. All data you entered up the last time you click Save will be stored until you are ready to continue completing the form. Any data you entered after clicking Save will be lost. So if you had saved and you leave it, it's going to log you out after 20 minutes. And then when you come back to retrieve it, you will still find the information that you saved. So let's see what happens. How do I access a previously saved DS-260? You can access your saved application on returning to the CEAC or the Consular Electronic Application Center website by selecting the View Edit from the IV and alien registration section of the migrant visa. So you go back there and you select edit, and then you go on. So you will be provided with a list of all applicants in your case, along with the status of each application, not started, incomplete, or submitted. So to continue updating an incomplete application, simply click on the edit button to the right of the application status, and you will be able to go on. Now, the last question here is asking, do I bring my DS-260 application with me to the interview? No, you should not bring your application with you to your interview, because the interviewing officer will have full access to review your application online. Now, it's like a test. I would say like it's like a test whereby you do a test, and then when you do a test, you submit it. When you submit your test, the teacher is able to see it. You know, the instructor is able to see what you have done. So it's the same thing. So they are not going to require you to go with it to the embassy for your interview. And of course, it's very, very important for you to know that the date of birth are there, like all the information is there, because you do not want to you don't want to keep on leaving your DS-260 and going back. What I would say is that when you are starting to fill out your DS-260, be prepared. It's like set a time and say, I am going to do it at this time or at this specific time, and have everything ready. That way you do it, and then before you submit your application, make sure that you double check it. Make sure that you double check it, triple check it, to make sure that everything is correct. Because you find that if you fill out your DS-260 and you have filled out information that is not correct, it is gonna increase a chance for you from being disqualified, or for you not to be given a visa, and that is not where you go. Remember, the DV lottery is won by, like, the chance of winning the DV lottery is 1 to 100 people. There are so many people who have applied. There are so many people who have been selected, because they select people more than the people who will get visas. And they tell you after you have won that you will be notified when your visa is available, to book for your appointment, your medical appointment, and to book, and they will give you the date of the visa interview. Now, when you're filling out the DS-260, you have to be accurate, guys. And another thing that I want to talk about is the qualifications. Remember, the minimum qualification is a Form 4 certificate, a high school certificate. You must have that one. So, because I received a question where someone was asking me, oh, I reached class 8, do I qualify? Now, you only qualify if your job description is what they want. They want a minimum work experience of 2 years. And if you go to o.net, you can see what they require, because when you go to the website, it directs you to that website. And if you go back to my videos, I have talked about the job qualification for the immigrant visa. So very, very important for you guys to do that. Now, let us what I'm gonna do right now is I am gonna let you see the video about the instructions, and then the next video I am going to do the DS-260. How do we do it? How do we access it? Where do we go, and where do we do it? Because I don't want to make my video very long. I really do not like making very long videos, because sometimes it just does not make sense. So make sure that you are doing all that, because I'm doing this because I know some people have texted me and they're like, you need to do the DS-260, and for us just to know what's going on. So it's very, very important for you to do that. It's very, very important for you to do that. So in my next video, I am going to show you where to go to fill out your DS-260 if you have not done that yet. And please make sure that you do it by yourself. You don't have to involve like a million people to help you to do it. You can go sit down and do it for yourself. Now, if you do not know English for whatever reason, I know that there are some people in Africa who their national language is French, and maybe they might have difficulty in English. Maybe at that time you might look for a preparer, someone to help you to fill it out. But if you know English, if you know how to read and write English, this The DS260 is very easy to fill out, as we are going to see in the next video. So I have gone through some of the questions that you might be having about the DS260. And another thing, if you had applied your DV lottery and you did not use a passport, remember there's a video that I said that I did, that they had removed that law of the passport. So you find that that's not going to apply to you. They're not going to ask you why you did not do it. Why did you not have your passport? But remember, right now when you're filling out the DS260, you must have a passport, and all your family members must have a passport. So very, very important as we go forward through this process. And remember, for the DV lottery, you have to be very, very patient. You have to be patient. You are not going to be emailed by anybody for your interview. Just know that it's a process that's going to take a long time, because the DV 2023 is going to start being processed in October. So from October of this year up to the October of the other year. So it's good for you, even if you are not selected, another thing, to keep your confirmation number, because in case they do not exhaust their visas, they might send you messages. You might check and you see that you are selected. So it's very, very important for you to keep that. So I hope that these instructions are going to help someone. And the next video, we are going to see how we are going to fill out the DS260. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly consider subscribing. Thank you, and God bless you.